In that first set, Keegan tried to move one of his opposites over there to fill in, and you guys just walked all over him. And then he goes back to, for him, a more traditional by having that opposite move back there. He brings in this freshman. Any comments about how that changed the match, given that all the rest of the sets were so close?
Well, I think Keegan being a new coach is a great opportunity for him, because he did something that probably most coaches wouldn't do, is change his lineup before a big match, and that usually causes you problems, no matter how it looks on paper. Bill Neville used to say, "I won every game I ever prepared for on paper." That but he was very smart in going back to something more familiar with these players so they could play free. And of course, then Julie really went off. She's got to be really tickled with her performance, and they have to be very happy with that, because if you look, they were having trouble scoring points until she came and lit it up there for them. And we didn't have enough information on her. We had seen her only one time in Oklahoma, and seen her a little bit in juniors, but she committed to UCLA so early that we just quit recruiting her and quit watching. But then something happened with UCLA, and she ends up at Washington. So we really hadn't seen her for 2 or 3 years, and she just had a great match. But I think we probably learned some things that we will adjust to next time we play and see if we can do a better job on her. But I don't think you can take anything away from her. Her performance was great. 15 kills in 3 sets, basically. That's 5 a set. That's big time. I don't care where you are.
So the question I asked earlier was, for both teams, your hitting percentages are below your standards of so far this season. Is that poor hitting by both teams, and specifically by your team, or was that great defense by both teams?
No, I think we're going to get into mud wrestling in this conference, because it's going to be hard. Every match is so tough that the execution part is going to go down, because the players are going to get tired. And what's happening right now, it's only October 1st, and teams are tired. They're having to battle every match. UCLA looked like a 3-0 easy match for Washington, but UCLA played them hard. I think they only had 1 easy set in that match, and every match we've played, we've had to play hard. So I think it's a combination of the defense is getting better, the blocking is getting better. If the players' verticals drop a little bit, if the execution's off a little bit, then you got to battle through every night. And so when I say mud wrestling, I really mean it's going to be who competes the best, and that's what we're going to get to. And hopefully we'll survive October and November and try to get rested enough that we can get back to really playing high level in December. That's really, you remember the old basketball conferences, the ACC would just beat up on each other. You guys, some of you guys might, but some of you might not. North Carolina State, all those teams, they just beat each other to a pulp, and they get to the NCAA tournament and they couldn't play. And that's what's been happening to the Pac-12 here for the last couple of years. But everybody's good in the Pac-12 now. I mean, everybody's good. Washington State looked like we beat them bad. We had to work our tails off to beat those guys. They play hard. So I think you're not going to see 300 hitting percentages, and unless some nights like Julie goes off or somebody else goes off, you're going to see that. But tonight I thought it was 2 really pretty good teams, pretty good fundamental teams. We had 2 kids with almost 20 digs. Garrick, a freshman, walk-on, and Whittingham with 19, and freshman Bailey Johnson with 11. That's the 2nd night in a row she's gotten double-double. And so I think the defenses are ahead of the offenses right now.
And I have to actually run to get the other coach because they're leaving, so if I can just ask one more and I'll get out of your way here. The question I asked Sam, they seem to be serving her, obviously, specifically at all, in the hope that she would tire out. Do you see something in her as a senior that maybe gives you some sense that didn't?
I think if they saw the amount of weight she was lifting this summer and how she prepared, they might not think that's a good strategy, because I heard some football players saying, "Holy cow, do you see what she's lifting in there?" And she's in season. So I'm thinking she prepared pretty good for this. So and she's much more patient. She had a couple of great shots in emergency situations where she was patient on, and only the couple times there at the end that she swung too hard off balance when she should have hit a shot did she do that. I don't know if they're going to wear her out. We can't set her 70 sometimes anymore. I mean, she had over 100 swings tonight. She had over 30 serves and 70-some swings. That's too many. She won't last if we set her that much. So we've got to keep it under 60, and maybe one time she can go above 60. It's just like baseball pitchers. You let them throw 120, 130, and they don't last very long. So that's why they take them out at 80, 90, 108. You know, same deal.
Thank you, Mick.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jerry. I got to run to catch Keegan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mick.
What did you see from your team that kind of allowed them to battle back out of the second into the third and fourth sets?
Well, they never quit, but I think you have to give Samantha some credit, because when you've got one go-to that just doesn't let you down, that just every time brings it, then it gives you hope. And when you just get to that point where you're so tired you don't know if you can go another one, and then Sam does a bounce or something, and you say, I guess I can do this. And it's inspiring for everybody. Ogums, for instance, is putting her hands over the net like nobody's business. She is a big-time blocker, and that's what was giving Washington fits there. They were trying to actually set away from her. But she did a great job on Wade, and they couldn't get the ball to Wade very much, and they like to set Wade and Belden. So those two are doing really well, and then our freshman group is just so resilient. They just play hard all the time, and they don't worry too much about errors because they haven't been playing long enough in college ball to worry about errors. They just like getting to play, so they have fun out there. I think you got to have fun, though. If we don't have fun, we won't be able to continue this.
So, Coach, this team is having fun. They're smiling and they're laughing, and like I always, you guys don't like to talk about last year, but you look at last year's team and it's just totally different. What is the makeup that
Different players.
Yeah.
Different players, different attitude, different preparation, different commitment, and they really like each other. I mean, they hang out, they do all kinds of things. Sam said it. She said, we just have fun getting back to the gym and talking about what we did the last 24 hours. It's pretty fun. I think I told you this once before, but after the BYU North Carolina win, Samantha texted everybody on the team and said, thank you for allowing me to love volleyball again. That's what this team's all about.
One last question from me. Up to now, is Samantha the best player you've ever coached?
Oh, I don't know about that, but Sam's awfully good. Sam's awfully good. I mean, we've had some great players. You think about it, just here at SC, and I've been able to coach the Olympic team and coach at Texas and coach some junior college kids, but she's right there in that top group without question, and I think when it's all said and done, her numbers will probably show you how good she's been. But I've had some really, really good kids, from Jupiter to Asha to April Ross, Kale Burdine, Emily Adams, and then Demetrius Sants at Texas, and Don Davenport, people like that. So I've just been really fortunate. But Sam's really fun right now. I can just not think about anybody else and watch Sam and have a good time.
How do the girls maintain their mental toughness, combating all those ties at the end in the fourth set?
That's just sticking together. They knew that it wasn't on any one person to win that. It was on them collectively to stay together. That's what they're buying into. They just will not beat on themselves. If they make an error, Victoria serves out of bounds there at a critical time. Could kill her, but she's back in there. Everybody's patting her on the back and saying, come on, get this next pass. And that's the way it's got to be. But if you're going to serve tough, you're going to miss one once in a while. And she's trying to do what's right. And like I said, walk on freshman. And she's out there battling like heck. So I'm really proud of all of them.
Coach, with such a well-balanced team, and you bring up the statements you did previous about how you want to conserve some of your players. How do you do that with such a well-balanced team?
Well, we just practice all of these things in practice. It's like Sam was saying. She got the drill wrong, but she had the right idea. The drill was 23-23. Is what she was trying to explain, but it's pretty funny. I just happened having a coronary back here laughing because it's pretty funny. But the serving, for instance, when we were talking about serving, we had 10 serving errors tonight. Washington beat us in that category. They only had 4, but we had 6 aces, so they had 2. So we're a +4 in that category, but it comes out even in the long run. I think we have to keep attacking the opponents, even if we give a few points. And so we have to practice this in practice. And when you come in, you just finished a test, and now you're trying to practice, and you make those errors, and you have to run for it or something like that, it just gets your concentration even more and more. So when you get to do it in the game, it's more fun. You less pressure. Whittingham was great tonight. She just put a new serve in today, a deeper serve, and she hit the heck out of that thing. Caused one of their good passers, Strickland had a terrible time with Whittingham's serve tonight, and Strickland's good. Strickland's a good player. She's a good passer, great server. She can even be a left side hitter. She's that good. And she had a lot of trouble with Taylor's serve tonight, so I'm sure she'll get back up the home at gym and work on that deep floater again. So, but we just practice it all the time. And try to create the situations that we face in the games.
Any more questions?
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks, everyone.